We all know the power that social media can have, but when social media arguments enter into real life and you add alcohol on top, you get the basics for a really good story. Job Tyler Leach from East Petersburg is joining us for an author spotlight. His book, Wilting at Gin Mills, takes place in the made-up Pennsylvania town of Monchville, is available right now. So that's the title, Wilting at Gin Mills. Sounds interesting, grabs my attention right away.
Great.
Talk to us about it.
So it's set in a small town in Pennsylvania. Primarily takes place at 3 bars in town. It follows some of those regulars, including George. He's a 70-year-old widower, and he often finds himself in the middle of arguments and squabbles, particularly online, on social media between other regulars. Often finds himself the middleman in those situations, and it leads him into a bizarre situation where he really finds himself deep into it with some of the regulars.
So where did this idea come from?
I was reading the classic book Don Quixote, and I realized, so Don Quixote in the story reads these tales of knighthood and chivalry, and he gets so into them and so wrapped up in it that he starts to fancy himself kind of a knight and thinks he needs to go on quests. Just gets so wrapped up in it, even though they're very exaggerated stories, probably not even true, to the point that he kind of drops everything and goes on these quests. They're kind of made up in his own mind, though. And I related that to sort of how sometimes on social media we create these personas and thoughts about the world and ourselves that really aren't necessarily based in reality. They're just kind of what we create in our mind just because we're a little bit manipulated by social media sometimes.
So what do you hope to accomplish with this book?
Well, that's probably a difficult question for any novel. You almost can't write it that way, I think. You just try to tell a story, keep it anecdotal almost, or it probably becomes a little too preachy. But I would say just for someone to maybe read it and examine their own behavior and think about it and maybe direct it in a more positive way.
So who do you think would really get the most out of the book?
I think anyone who likes stories set at bars and taverns or set in a small town, cultural things like that, or anyone that has watched documentaries like The Social Dilemma. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but they really focus on how social media affects our lives and changes our behavior. So anything like that. It's also set in, or it takes place during summer. Really, really hot summer, so it's a good summer read too.
Yeah, so when you're going to the beach. So why don't you tell us how can people get this book?
I love independent bookstores, so I would encourage anyone to go to their local bookstore, check it out. If it's not there, I can pretty much guarantee the owners will find it for you. It's also available online, so Amazon, just search my name or go to my social media or website and you should be able to find it.
Okay, so a perfect book to read this summer.
Yes.
Okay, Job, thanks so much for being with us.
I appreciate it.
And if you are a local author, you can be in our author spotlight too. Visit gooddaypa.com and click on Be a Guest. And while you're there, you can also check out other author segments. Just click Author Spotlight under our quick links. How does driving a Volvo SUV sound? Pretty good, right? We'll tell you how to enter to win one. That's coming up next.